Chickie didn't have as big of a role in Tulsa King as he could have, but a new theory shows a way he could become the show's main villain. There's a lot riding on Tulsa King Season 2, so the new episodes need an extra kick to make sure it's successful. Tulsa King has experienced several changes and allegations, and they've put the show in a precarious position. Luckily, the show also has several advantages, and making Chickie a more compelling villain could be exactly the new addition Tulsa King needs to succeed. Chickie became the head of the Invernizzi crime family at the end of Tulsa King Season 1, but despite his newfound power, he never became a major villain. He was mostly depicted as a minor nuisance compared to the power of Saulan Waltrip and the ATF, and his plots never had a huge effect on Dwight's gang or how much money they made. However, a new theory suggests that Chickie could become Dwight's biggest adversary in Tulsa King Season 2, and that the show may have already set up a way for him to become the true antagonist. Chickie wasn't the main villain of Tulsa King Season 1. Chickie was much less intimidating than Saulan Waltrip. Saulan Waltrip, rollercoaster, in Tulsa King. Chickie was a constant presence in Tulsa King Season 1, and he often put pressure on Dwight, but he wasn't the show's main antagonist. That role was instead played by Saulan Waltrip and his Black McAdams, a local biker gang that tried to keep Dwight out of Tulsa's underworld. Saulan was able to become the show's biggest villain over Chickie partly because he was more directly in the way of Dwight's plans, but also because he was more threatening. Chickie's efforts against Dwight were emotionally devastating, but they didn't threaten his livelihood like Saulan's did. The fact that Saulan was the biggest threat to Dwight in Season 1 also highlights a problem with Chickie: he's not very intimidating. Chickie did some villainous things in Season 1, like killing Pete and putting a hit out on Dwight's son-in-law after what Nico did to Tina in Tulsa King, but he never rose to become a huge threat like Saulan did. Part of that was due to him not having full control of the Mafia yet, and the fact that he couldn't openly oppose Dwight for most of the season. However, the few openly antagonistic things he did also just weren't very compelling. Chickie's plan at the end of Tulsa King Season 1 doesn't make much sense. Chickie's plan was half-baked and made him look weak. One of the few times Chickie openly opposed Dwight was when he took Goody and Vince to Tulsa to kill Dwight. The problem with his plan, and the reason it failed to make Chickie a compelling villain, is that it just didn't make much sense. He only took 2 people to kill Dwight, one of the most dangerous members of the Mafia, and was quickly outnumbered when Dwight brought backup. Chickie's original plan was to deceive Dwight into thinking that he wanted to make amends, and taking more men would have tipped him off, but he should have known Dwight would see right through that.